Have you ever felt the weight of limitations, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual? Tomorrow we will be looking into the Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 13, verses 10 to 17, based on the theme Jesus Christ who Liberates. Welcome to the Unveiling of Grace program of the Thoma Youth Ministry of the Mumbai Diocese. This passage depicts a touching episode in Jesus' life and teachings, emphasizing his power of liberation and compassion. The story begins when Jesus walks into a synagogue on a Sabbath and meets a woman who has been unable to straighten her back after having been bent for over 18 years. Jesus cures her in defiance of the Sabbath laws, proving his power over any constraints. The synagogue leader, however, responds angrily, putting compassion aside and emphasizing legalistic viewpoints. In response, Jesus highlights how hypocritical it is to tend to animals on Sabbath, yet to show no mercy to a needy human. As we meditate from this passage, let us focus on the sides of the woman, the synagogue leader, and of Jesus. Number 1. The limited sight of the woman. Imagine being bent over for 18 years, unable to straighten up. Physically and metaphorically, her vision was limited. She couldn't see the world as others did. In our lives, we might encounter such situations that bend us, limiting our perspective. It could be physical, emotional, or spiritual. This woman's story mirrors our struggles, but the good news is that Jesus sees us in our limitations. Number 2. The ignorant sight of the synagogue leader. In this passage, we encounter the synagogue leader who displays a different kind of limited sight, one of ignorance. Despite witnessing this miraculous healing, he remains blinded by legalism and fails to recognize the liberating power of Jesus. How often are we too blinded by preconceived notions, traditions, or ignorance? Jesus challenges us to broaden our vision, break free from the chains of ignorance, and trust in his power of liberation. And lastly, the liberating sight of Jesus. The climax of this passage is the liberating sight of Jesus. He sees the woman in her suffering, recognizes the ignorance of the synagogue leader, and acts with compassion. Jesus liberates the woman from her physical ailment and the leader from his spiritual blindness. His sight brings healing and freedom. In our lives, Jesus continues to offer us this liberating sight, seeking us in our brokenness, removing our limitations, and setting us free from whatever holds us captive. Dear friends, may we open our eyes to the liberating power of Jesus Christ, the one who sees us, understands our limitations, and longs to set us free. May God bless us. Amen.